Hello and welcome to City Stream. I'm Nicole Sanchez, bringing you the show this week from the Burke Museum of History and Culture, located on the University of Washington campus. Imagine seeing thousands of years of science all in one location and all in one day. Well, that's what you can do when you visit the Burke Museum, which recently hosted their annual Archaeology Day. The Tacoma Narrows Airport usually brings in more than $4 million a year, but Heather, they say with all the extra business coming in with the U.S. Open, that number could climb even more for 2015. We've just learned in the last few hours the mother and baby have been safely found. And at this point, the DOT says they do not have a timeline yet for when they'll start work here. I'm standing in what might look like a rather large pond, but is actually Tolt Hill Road. I do have some good news coming up. We do have some drying coming, but not tonight. Brian, there's no other way to put it. This is nasty. The snow is coming down hard and the wind is really picking up, making it hard to see in a lot of spots. We're actually here on I-90. Take a look here. It doesn't die in the next few days. It's the way things have been going. You know, we were 66 degrees yesterday. Today, only 52 degrees for Seattle. We're here on Highway 202, just off of 522 at the intersection. You can see here, come a walk over here and see Little Bear Creek Parkway. This intersection is completely flooded. Hello and welcome to the season premiere of City Stream. I'm Nicole Sanchez. And it might not look like it, but we are actually just minutes from downtown Seattle. All right, it is time now to talk tech. We're gonna have fun here talking about apps that cities and counties can use. We're joined now with Jennifer Connor and Jennifer Robinson, the Jennifers from SAS. Thanks for talking with us. Sure. Do you want to first tell us a little bit about what SAS is and how you work with analytics to help local governments? Sure. And the Black Nativity is not the only show in town getting toes tapping this holiday season. For more than 20 years now, singers and thousands of fans have been gathering downtown for the annual Great Figgy Pudding Street Corner Caroling Competition. You say that 5 times.
This is a park completely transformed. What used to be White Center Park is now Steve Cox Memorial Park. New synthetic turf, batting cages, a pitching mound, and fresh paint.
It's gorgeous, of course, the ball field, and we look forward to being able to come and see games and have our kids play here.
The change here is especially fitting, since Deputy Steve Cox helped so many people right here in this community change their lives for the better.
People approach me and say, I just wanted you to know about something Steve did for me. And it's amazing because he was a real law and order cop, but he also had a very kind side and he helped people that were in need.
Dozens of fellow officers, community members, and local leaders joined in the park's official dedication today. And without a doubt, the most touching moment was when Cox's 2-year-old son, Bronson, threw out the opening pitch, with a little help from Mama, of course.
Steve had a dream, and one of those dreams was coaching his own son.
And while Deputy Cox will never be able to fulfill his dream of coaching Bronson, his son, along with countless other children, now have a very special place to play ball and remember an officer, a father, and a hero.
He always wanted to have a little league or something like that so he can have a lot of kids playing all kinds of sports. This will be part of his dream. Thank you to everybody. This has been a work of love, a work of love.
On this Saturday morning at the First African Methodist Episcopal Church on Capitol Hill, around 50 women are sewing. What they are making will be taken later this year to Africa.
These are pockets. All of these are individually cut, sewn.
The group is making kits which contain reusable feminine menstrual pads. They will be given to young women in the country of Cameroon, where a lot of them don't have access to feminine products. These kits could literally make the difference between going to school or not.
They will miss school, and so they could miss almost a month. When you think about a year of school, they could miss up to a month of school. And so that puts them behind.
And in some cases, it may keep them from the unthinkable.
Others have to do sexual favors to get their money for tuition or their money to buy sanitary products.
This group of mainly women, but some men, is a culmination of the Saturday Sewing Sisters, which is part of the Sarah Allen Sisterhood Women's Ministry at First African Methodist Episcopal Church and the Seattle Limbe Sister City Association. About this time last year, they were planning a trip to Limbe, a port city in Cameroon, and wanted to make sure they didn't come empty-handed.
We wanted to have some reason to wrap our trip around. We were going certainly to see the delegate there, and it was an official Seattle, delegation. But we also wanted to have some other reason to connect with people there.
We thank you for presenting this gift.
On a dry day, you might be walking on a sidewalk that actually has a hidden message right under your feet.
And the words are going to show up. Kindness is magic, as if by magic.
And this hidden message will only show when it's wet.
Here we go.
One that can't help but make you feel good.
And I would love to be able to see the rain, be upset about the rain, come outside and see something so great where it just puts a smile on your face. It's an awesome science trick, really.
And that's the reaction 22-year-old Peregrine Church was hoping for when he created Rainworks.
Seattle and the Pacific Northwest in general seems like there's a higher rate of seasonal affective disorder because of our gray, dreary weather. So I like the idea of taking the same cause of that dreariness, the rain, and using it to create something positive in the world.
So how does he do it? What's the secret to his magical paint? Well, it's not actually paint.
We use a super hydrophobic coating. Basically what that is it's a spray. You spray it on the ground, and any part of the surface it gets on, it's going to keep dry.
The work first starts in his Fremont studio, where he and his friends brainstorm creative and positive ideas to create Rainworks art, because they simply don't do negative.
We try to keep them positive, funny, inspiring, motivating, or just cool to look at, because our goal is to make people's days better. So whether that's by making them smile or laugh or think, we'll go about doing it any one of those ways.
He then designs the ideas on his computer.
Okay, Zach, I need a 48.
And prints it out on stencil paper. Next, they apply the special spray that is eco-friendly. It'll last anywhere from 2 to 4 months, depending on foot traffic and weather.
Wait.
There are dozens of Rainworks art installations throughout Seattle, but sometimes there are more serious ones, like here on 47th Avenue Southwest and Southwest Admiral Way in West Seattle, where a pedestrian was killed crossing the street.
There used to be a lot more accidents, and I've known people that have been rear-ended.
Block sign is on crossing 47th Avenue Southwest.
But now this intersection is much safer. SDOT recently put in new traffic signals and clearly marked crosswalks. They also added this Rainworks installation of a tree that can brighten the day of walkers on a rainy day.
It's cool. It's a good surprise, and I think it'll be good as it gets rainier.
This fits in with the community. It was selected by the community, and it also fits in with Seattle as a whole, that it's generated by the rain, it shows up, and it has a natural motif, and it's just great creative use of the public right-of-way.
Okay, so I think the first bee is going to be here. Zzz.
It's the cheerful messages that caused this new Aegis Living assisted living facility on Queen Anne to commission Rainworks to install a special message to welcome residents home.
Look at that. That's spectacular, isn't it?
I love it.
There we go. It's my first time seeing it. I think it's spectacular. It's even better than I thought. This will be really well received.
And while most of the installations Rainworks have done are located right here in Seattle, the word is spreading.
This blue drop is where we start.
They have traveled to places like Park City, Utah, to spread more positive art and messages.
Now about 10% to residential usage and about like 82% to agriculture.
In hopes of brightening more people's day.
And that's one way to learn about water.
And it's something they plan to do for many years to come.
Our goal in the future is to have Seattle on the map as like the hub of Rainworks, because this is where it began. But really we want Rainworks to be all over the world. We want to inspire people to create all over the world so that they can make their communities more exciting.
The art you see here at the Continuum Heart in Motion Contemporary Fine Arts Gallery has so many stories to tell. Half of the 40 artists represented here either have special needs like autism or Down syndrome, or they faced another huge challenge in life.
So we have chronic fatigue syndrome, we have car accidents, child abuse, people that are political refugees.
The gallery, located off 1st Avenue South in Pioneer Square, was created by Michael Tolson and his partner Jack Carl Anderson.
This is Jack's very first piece ever.
Who discovered they could paint not that long ago.
We both started to paint in May or June of 2010. Immediately we could paint. It was crazy. We just picked up a brush, we could paint.
In the 16 months Michael has been painting, he's created around 150 paintings, most taking less than 2 hours. After discovering this new creative gift, the men decided to give back and start an art center for young people with autism.
So we thought, oh yeah, we know what autism is about. We saw Rain Man, we can do this. Clueless. I mean, we are so ignorant about the whole thing.
But then something unexpected happened. They realized they were relating to the kids, really relating.
Immediately when we began to work with him, I really understood him. I really got him, and I couldn't understand why the art mentor and the parents weren't able to hear what, to my ears, he was so plainly saying, and to my eyes, what he was so plainly expressing.
Jack and Michael discovered they both have forms of autism.
Asperger's, we collect information. When I'm talking to you, everything around me I see. I still see people wandering outside. I still see cars going by. I still hear noises. I still see anything that may happen. That's part of the Asperger's. I cannot shut it down.
Hold on to it like this.
14-year-old Casey King is one of the young people Jack and Michael help through their art program called Heart of the Spectrum Autistic Community Arts Center. Casey takes classes here at the center located in Georgetown, and some of his art is displayed and sold at the gallery.
This is his first, and he evolves.
Art is something he is very passionate about.
I like it because I do it, period. I'm more willing to, lose a limb than stop drawing. So for me, it's more of a lifeline.
The center offers group classes, or students can get paired up with an art mentor, like Andrew Hare, for one-on-one help. Andrew heard about the program and thought it would be a natural fit for him to give back.
Really rewarding, meeting a lot of interesting people and expanding my own art, as well as mentoring other kids and helping them get their art across.
That's where I got my inspiration for it.
Casey's mom says the classes and Andrew's mentorship have been amazing for her son. She credits the program, along with the new school for her son, for truly turning his life around.
Last year's grades, he got, I think, a 3.2 or 3.3 average from a failure. So that's huge. And his attitude's improved, and his understanding of his condition is improved, and his willingness to work on the issues.
Those issues have become much more bearable for Casey and his family because what they found is the program is not only helping him grow in his art, it's also helping him and so many other young people with autism find their voice.
For some of these young people, is the only way that they have to express whatever they're feeling or whatever they're thinking.
If we don't speak with the only medium we have and the only way of acceptance we have, how will we speak?